This is a recording for chapter 170 of Yakusoku no Neverland. Spoilers ahead, so if you haven't read the manga, please skip this. I'm going to discuss how Mama Isabella tried to convince the other mamas or sisters to join in her rebel against Peter Vatri. There's a flashback showing how she attempted or she tried to convince the other people or other mamas and sisters in the facility, asking them if they would like to join her against Peter Vatri. In this case, she is showing her eagerness and reasoning out to the other mamas or sisters that they're all victims, they're all doomed. Even if they competed at the very end, it's all gonna be in vain. Look what happened to Grandma Sarah. That's what she mentioned. I even love the flashbacks of how other mamas and sisters look at their other like team members or classmates. They look as if they're very frightened indeed when they saw other people being killed, being put into a tank, being fed off to demons. That's why they must compete so they can survive. They gave birth to children, and those children are gonna be fed to the demons. And it shows how Mama Isabella is, of course, the epitome of that sympathy that we're getting from people who decided to survive by competing against the dystopian society that they're in. But we can see other mamas or sisters giving birth. I think these are mamas, not sisters. They're giving birth to children who are going to be fed to demons. Some of them are crying, some of them are shocked. They have endured so much deception, and now Mama Isabella is trying to convince them to fight back. It's a very hard call for her, but we can see that from the day that Emma and her friends escaped, she has truly turned over a new leaf and tried to fight back to survive. She has been waiting for this day. She said that she's been waiting for her quote unquote children to return to her so that she can support them. And now we have this beautiful chapter title, two-page panel together, chapter 170. It's like midway throughout the manga, so you're gonna be shocked about the revelations or the current events of this chapter. Peter Vatri was, of course, terrified that Mama Isabella is betraying her. Uh, Mama Isabella is betraying him. He's very terrified. The other Goldie Pond kids, Gracefield kids, are pointing their machine guns toward Peter. And of course, everyone, including Gilda Dawn, Emma, Ray, Norman, they're all shocked. Is Emma and the others are still calling Isabella Mama. I think they grew up with that name, associating her to it. Even she, in her mind, in her inner monologue, she said everyone has been calling her Mama, even though she knows she doesn't deserve it. And then, what I really wanted to see is at the very least have the confrontation between Isabella and Ray, because that's maybe a side story would do about their confrontation so that everything is gonna come to full circle. There's this tiny panel where Ray is reading a book, not hugging to Mama Isabella because he knows the secret. And then I know he has been sidelined for several arcs or chapters, but then again, Emma is the star of the show. Isabella is trying to hide her true feelings, that she wants forgiveness, I think, even though in her mind she said Emma's not going to forgive her. She thought, she even has to say out loud, don't get me wrong, it just happened that we share the same interests. She's trying to hide her weaknesses or vulnerability, that she's also tired, I guess. She wouldn't be pointing a gun to Peter Vatri unless she has very deep reasons to do so. Even to the point of calling Peter that boy, it means Peter is really young. He's been cloned. Who knows if he's been cloned? He has undergone numerous experimentations just to undergo the lambda experimentations and get this rapid maturity going on him. Isabella is saying in her inner monologue, I don't expect Emma to forgive me. I don't even forgive myself. You can continue to hate me. You don't have to call me mom. But then there's a quick panel of Emma seeing Isabella as if she is one of them, and all with the other mamas too. And it seems as if it's a beautiful, beautiful comic panel where camaraderie and teamwork is there. She's one of them. Finally, she's acknowledging it. And then there's this beautiful panel where she says, "Thanks, mom." So she really is trying to put into herself into a situation to forgive Isabella despite everything that she's done. And of course, all the other kids are gonna team up against Peter Ratry, surrounding him alone. Peter is obviously very scared and frightened, but then he shouted and has to get one of the guns and just escape. Oliver is frightful. I mean, Oliver says everybody get down, and then Peter just shot the surroundings, not knowing where the bullets are gonna hit. He went through a tunnel, I think, or a door, but he doesn't want to give up. Of course, he has something up his sleeves, so he doesn't want to lose. So it's very interesting that this chapter is the last chapter for volume 19. Volume 19 started out with Peter Ratry, and then he also ended up with Peter Ratry. So we're gonna come to full circle soon, I hope. I've been hearing news that Kayo Shirai, the mangaka, is tired. Maybe he has, it's because of his poor health, or maybe the manga is giving him poor health because it's a weekly Shonen Jump manga anyway. So we will see about that. This is a very hype chapter. Many people are criticizing Promise Neverland because it truly went downhill after the escape arc. There's no psychological warfare anymore. Its themes are truly Shonen Jump with the battle actions and fighting scenes. So we will see how it goes with Peter Ratry. I think he's a very interesting character. Many people do not want a Disney villain like Peter Ratry, or maybe many people do not want Peter Ratry to go down like a Disney villain because that would be too shallow. He would have no in-depth story arc, backstory. I would really love to see the backstories between Peter Ratry and James. What led Peter to betray James in the first place? So that's a very interesting concept to see. We will see on March 15, chapter 171 for The Promised Neverland. Thank you very much and have a great day.